Ein Hallo und willkommen zu Wollinios Showbox. Es geht weiter mit Voice of Cards. Wir haben hier noch ein paar Gespräche.
Wow, a new friend, and so big, too. The furball Mar stares off into the distance as the furball snuggles up to his leg. For some reason, Riddis joins in on the cuddling. Lately, a suspicious man cloaked in black has been seen wandering about the village outskirts. The old woman looks at Melanie and remarks that he was dressed just like her.
Wer das wohl ist?
The little orc child is engrossed in a fairy tale. The title reads, The Legend of the Dragon. You take a peek into the picture book and come across a passage that piques your interest.
Nachdem der Drache von der königlichen Armee besiegt wurde, wurde er an einem gewissen Ort gefangen
To
gehalten.
where, you wonder? Then recall that this is merely a fairy tale. The village headman is a renowned gourmet, and rumor has it he only dines on the finest foods. The man says he wishes he too could have such a lavish meal just once in his life. His deep desire for delicacies only growing with time. However, does your mouth become so filthy, Mr. Flobby? Sighs the girl as she wipes the slime clean. Clearly embarrassed, Mr. Flobby murmurs, That's not my mouth.
Ups. Na toll. Bürgermeister?
Travelers, you hear a voice call from somewhere. Down here, at thy feet, you look down to see a small clump of fur by your boots.
Wenn das der Bürgermeister ist.
The clump of fur speaks. I am Lappy, and I should like to journey forth with thee. Lappy the furball looks at you with amiable expectations. Why do you want to join us? You ask candidly. I heard a voice calling my name, so I must find to whom it belongs. He answers, No more monsters, comes Melanie's cold reply. When you say more, do you mean Mar? You ask. But Melanie, thoroughly rejected by Melanie, Lappy bursts into tears. Lappy says he has no friends because of his aged face and speech. All alone, he decided to leave the village on a journey. Your party is silenced by the crying child with the face of a grown man. You tell Melanie to be nice and quip that both she and Lappy could use a friend. Exhausted from arguing with you, Melanie half-heartedly agrees. Fine, we can be friends. However, she says that they are on a dangerous journey to defeat the dragon. As such, they cannot take a child with them. Lappy leaps up and hugs her in his
Oh mein Gott.
excitement, exclaiming, Thou hast made me so happy.
Irgendwie haben sich Chloe und Helen tatsächlich angefreundet.
Till next time, Melanie says, peeling Lappy off of her and placing him on the ground. Though she thought all monsters to be evil, Melanie feels that the ones here are different. Finally, a friend.
Möchte sich hier... Ja. Gehen wir ins Haus rein.
You bow, but before you can speak, the man suddenly introduces himself as the village headman. He laughs, then shamelessly praises his own village as being wondrous and peaceful. And who are you? He asks. After explaining that you are on a quest to defeat the dragon, the headman invites you to rest your feet a bit in his village. He says that he had heard rumors of the dragon when he traveled the world. You must be tired from your journey. Have a seat. I will have my chef prepare a feast, the headman says, then claps his hands twice to summon a stewardess.
Am übelsten Braten.
Extravagant dishes that you have never seen before are placed on the table before you, each one looking more delicious than the last. You're drooling, Melanie scowls. You hadn't even noticed. You wipe your mouth with your sleeve, then gasp as you turn to Mar. Perhaps in an attempt to hold himself back, Mar is gnawing on the table corner. There. We'll eat soon, you reassure Mar while gently stroking his head. The doors fly open in the next instant, and a girl runs in. With tears in her eyes, she tells you that her dear companion, Mr. Flobby the Slime, is missing. The headman's eyes go wide in surprise. We must find that slime right away, he says anxiously. You are starving, but it doesn't look like you'll be able to partake of the feast before you because of Mr. Flobby's disappearance.
Natürlich werden wir auf die Suche, obwohl wir stützen uns erst auf Essen.
Unable to restrain yourself any longer, you open your mouth wide to inhale the food. And you see Mar chewing on the table leg. You grab the savage Mar and hug him close, rubbing his back. You'll get a tummy ache if you eat that, you tell him, both of you slowly coming to you. It appears the story has hit a standstill until you find the missing Mr. Flobby. You need to hear the whole story from the young girl.
Okay, dann hören wir uns mal an, was das kleine Mädchen hier zu sagen hat.
The girl sobs, wailing about the missing Mr. Flobby. Melanie places her hand atop the girl's head and promises that your party will find her companion. The girl then hands something to Melanie.
Das ist das Taschentuch, wo die Kacke dran hängt.
It looks like the muddy handkerchief she used to wipe Mr. Flobby. She asks Melanie to wipe Mr. Flobby with it after you find him.
Warum muss das Chloe machen?
The girl claims to have searched the village but cannot find her friend anywhere. Regardless, looking aimlessly outside the village would be a waste of time. You decide to collect more information in the village.
Okay, dann wollen wir noch ein paar Informationen abgreifen. Vielleicht hat der Junge was gesehen. Nee, der stellt nur doofe Fragen. Ah, die Frau da unten hat was gesehen.
She says she saw a suspicious man in black with a slime outside the village not long ago. She claims they went northwest together.
Nordwest.
Did that man take Mr. Flobby? You resolve to leave the village in search of the pair.
Okay, nach Nordwesten. Itemladen gibt es ja nicht, ne? Was gibt es denn in der Apotheke zu kaufen? Ist ja nicht so, als hätten wir Geld genug. 300 ist, glaube ich, ein mittlerer Heiltrank. Dann haben wir einen Tautrank. Tautrank sollten wir definitiv kaufen. 2 Stück. Wie viel kostet der Stärkungstrank? Da kaufen wir uns auch ein. Wunderbar. Wunderbar, wunderbar, wunderbar. Raus auf die Oberwelt. Schauen wir uns erstmal hier ein bisschen um. Oh, ein Ereignis.
The wind picks up speed. A tornado is forming.
Oh mein Gott. Wir brauchen eine 4. Wir würfeln natürlich eine 3.
British stands there gaping for 1 second too long and gets swept up in the tornado. It
Wäre
spins
ja
her around
10
and
Schaden.
around until she can hardly see straight.
Da ist ein namenloser Schrein.
And fight.
And fight. Oh, das funktioniert auch. Ein Miss. Kritisch geheilt.
Nice work.
Setzt die Abwehr runter, okay. Schaden von einem Pfeil. Mit ihrem neuen Zauberstab macht sie sowas von viel Schaden. Hat noch ein KP dazu. Und Donnersturm kostet 3, verursacht Blitzschaden in Höhe des Angriffs plus 4 an allen Gegnern. An allen Gegnern. Ah, für einen Charakter kannst du maximal 4 Skills festlegen. Wähle im Menübildschirm Informationen, um die Skills festzulegen. Möchtest du deine Skills anpassen? Ja. Jetzt kommt der Deckbuilder, das Deckbuilder-Element ins Spiel. Kannst du das auch hier hinsetzen? Ja, wunderbar. Sie ist ja die, wo eigentlich die ganze Zeit Magie macht. Sie braucht die Juwelen am meisten. Was ist denn das hier? Namenloser Schrein.
Though a torch is not strictly necessary, it would certainly help you find your way through the dimly lit shrine.
Ah, okay. Wir haben aber keine Fackel. Wir müssen uns erst eine Fackel kaufen. Können wir uns die Fackel hier kaufen? Die Fackel gab es nur im Itemladen, ne? Ah, da ist doch der Ethelwagen. Komplett blind. Mhm. Doch keine Fackel hier zu kaufen. Habe ich die Fackel denn schon in meinem Inventar drin? Nee, das ist nix. Bringt Licht ins Dunkel. Keine Ahnung, ob ich eine Fackel habe oder nicht. Sei es drum, wir gehen jetzt in den namenlosen Schrein.
Your footing is obscured in the dimness of the shrine. You should probably proceed with caution. I think you made the right choice. You take a good look at the floor and see it lined in trails of viscous liquid. No doubt a slime or 200 have passed through here.
Es sieht ja aus, als hätten wir eine Fackel hier, ne? Wenn man die ein... wer ist das denn?
It looks like poor Mr. Flobby is being held captive by the Mystery Man. Hand over that slime, you shout to the man in the dark. You speak as if I kidnapped him, he remarks curtly, turning to face you. When your eyes finally adjust to the surrounding darkness, you realize the man's clothes look eerily similar to Melanie's.
Komplett ähnlich.
Melanie's mouth falls open in surprise. It seems the man has noticed Melanie as well. It looks like the two know each other.
Möchtest du das Partnerlook?
The man says that he and Melanie came from the same village, where this was their native dress. The man's revelation makes you realize that you know almost nothing about Melanie's past. You ask her if he is a childhood friend, but she holds her tongue. Then the man speaks. With forbidden magic, our clan has ensured the dragon, he begins, when Melanie cuts in. She rattles on about the man, telling you that he is Vince, a lunatic obsessed with the dragon. Vince resentfully claims that he is searching for the noble dragon to protect it. You ran away from home with your tail between your legs, he ridicules.
Cole and Chloe.
Enraged, Melanie lunges at Vince. You have so many questions, but realize that the most pressing matter is getting Mr. Flobby back. Are you ready for battle? Careful, he won't go down easy.
Heieiei, 100. In diesem Kampf tritt 10. Okay, wieder Ereignis. Du hältst ein Juwel plus. Wunderbar. Giftpfeile. Bitte. Ja, wunderbar, eine 9. Kann man eigentlich... Das löst ja dann einen anderen Effekt ab, ne? Wenn wir ihn einfrieren. Ah, er würfelt wirklich eine 5. Junge. Erhöht den Angriff aller Mitstreiter. So, kannst du mal ein Item benutzen? Kein Gegengift, bitte. Wow.
During the fight, Vince asks, "Do you know the truth about that village?" The headman may look like a nice old man, but he keeps those little monsters around too. He begins, but before he can finish,
Wow.
Winifred, Edwin, and Berwin of the Ivory Order appear. The three brush you aside, fixing their attention on Vince. "So you are the one who disturbs the peace," they exclaim, then charge at him. The Ivory Order and that false justice they serve are the true evil here. He retaliates, fighting back.
Krass. 1500 EP. Okay, auch wenn er tot ist, beziehungsweise außer Gefecht gesetzt, bekommt er die Erfahrung, das ist gut. Levelt gleich mal 2 auf. 3 KP, ein Angriff, ein Abwehr, ein Tempo. Chloe macht ein Level up. Erhält Doppelresistenz, erlittener Wind- und Blitzschaden wird um 5 verringert. Sie levelt auch mal gleich 2 auf. 2 KP, ein Angriff, ein Tempo. Uiuiui. Viele Talente. Marin bekommt auch 2 Level, 2 KP, 2 Angriffe und eine Abwehr. Rollklaue verursacht 1,5-fachen Schaden.
Seeing the two parties occupied with each other, you realize this is your chance to grab Mr. Flobby. Vince is on equal footing with the three from the Order. You realize then that he wasn't fighting in earnest against you earlier. Engrossed in their battle, the combatants pay you no mind.
Der hat also nur mit uns gespielt.
Perhaps wary of humans, Mr. Flobby dashes out when you draw near.
Vampire außerhalb des Schreins ein. Hier ist er.
When you reach out to grab Mr. Flobby, he suddenly attacks.
Was ist mit dir los, Mr. Pyro?
Lower Mr. Flobby's stamina to calm him down. Exhausted from the fight, the raging Mr. Flobby finally stops attacking. But it seems he hasn't yet come to his senses. He glares warily at your party. Find something to help return Mr. Flobby to normal. You wipe Mr. Flobby's mouth with the handkerchief you received from the girl.
Und er ist wieder normal.
Then you hear a quiet voice speak. That's not my mouth, Mr. Flobby murmurs bashfully. It looks like the girl's familiar scent on the handkerchief returned him to normal. Having regained his senses, Mr. Flobby heads back to the village. You place the increasingly sticky handkerchief in your bag.
Oh. Zurück nach Coexistor. Aber sie hat ja so viele Talente bekommen. Die müssen wir uns mal kurz anschauen. Verleiht Immunität. Scharfschuss. Okay, alles klar. Zurück nach Coexistor.
Lappy approaches and tells you that Mr. Flobby has returned.
Juhu, wunderbar. Das Mädchen ist froh und Pyro ist froh und wir sind auch froh. Machen mal einen kurzen Cut hier an dieser Stelle und sehen uns in der nächsten Folge wieder. Würde mich freuen, wenn ihr auch wieder dabei seid. Danke für euren Support. Bis dahin, macht's gut, ciao und habt eine gute Zeit.